election, over 500 PDP loyalists defect to APC. Federal government laments huge revenue loss. INEC chairman visits court over asset declaration. Gunmen abduct village head, kill 6 in Kano. The ranks of the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have been heavily depleted as over 500 of its members have denounced their membership to join the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, in Ayedade local government area of the state ahead of the July 16 governorship election. The defectors attributed their decision to the modest achievements the ruling party under the administration of Governor Aregbesola has recorded in the last 3.5 years. Until the official announcement of their defection, the defectors were members of 5 different PDP groups who have pitched tents with the ruling party. While speaking, the leader of the defectors, Chief Rauf Aregbesola, noted that their decision was hinged on the quest to collectively advance the state with the members of the ruling party. Receiving the defectors, the Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Bola Oyebamiji, commended them for taking a bold step to join the ruling party, whose imprints remain unparalleled in the history of the state. In their separate remarks, a special advisor to the Governor on Commerce, Mrs. Christiana Ogunfolaju, special advisor to the Governor on Political Matters, Mr. Sunday Akere, and APC State Women Leader, Mrs. Kudirat Fakokunde, described the decision of the defectors as a reflection of the acceptability of Governor Oyetola. According to them, the defection is a testament to the monumental achievements of Governor Oyetola in the past 3.5 years in Osun, and it shows that the state under his watch has made unprecedented success. The Ibara community in the state of Osun has extolled the excellent performance of Governor Aregbesola in the area of peaceful coexistence among non-indigenous in the state. The president of the association, Chief Shaibu Abere, who made the remark, emphasized that the eye-lowering performance of Oyetola within 3 years of his administration has earned him many accolades in the southwest and Nigeria at large. David Ojo, who was at the exhibition of Ibara culture and the endorsement of Governor Aregbesola for second time, brings back this report.
The president of Ibara community, Chief Shaibu Abere, while speaking, underscored the impact in programs, policies, and projects which Oyetola has implemented in the state. He said the meeting is significantly meant to project the cultural values of Ibara people to all the indigenes of Osun and also showcase the goodwill of Ibara people as a peace-loving ethnic group in the state of Osun. He thereafter reaffirmed their support for Governor Oyetola's second term in office. Meanwhile, the community urged the government to consider them for empowerment such as agricultural inputs and financial assistance, which will help boost their farming activities and by extension contribute to the state's agroeconomy, reiterating further that their teeming youth will also need government support in terms of employment opportunities.
We pray that our excellent Governor Oyetola, he will come, next election will be win the election.
In his remarks, the special advisor to the governor on civic engagement, Honorable Olatuboso Oyintiloye, commended them for their commitment to the present administration and encouraged them to further the support for the betterment of the state. He also appreciated them for acknowledging the giant strides of Oyetola in all the sectors and especially in road infrastructure and peaceful coexistence in the state. He restated the commitment of Oyetola's administration in ensuring a better life for all, while he assured the community that their interests will always be protected in the allocation of series of government social intervention programs.
We must commend them for their support to this government, and we must tell the whole world that the government of Osun see all the indigene, irrespective of the ethnic, color, or language, that will see them as Osun people.
Highlights of the event were the cultural display by Ibara women and presentation of Award of Excellence to Honorable Olatubosun Oyintiloye. This is David Ojo reporting for OSBC News.
The fact that Governor Aregbesola has kept the state afloat in less than 4 years despite a plethora of challenges met on ground at the inception of his administration is a clear indication that he enjoys unusual divine backing for the job. This statement was made by the chairman of Osun State Local Government Service Commission, held at Sunday Adedeji, during working visits to some local government areas within Osun East Senatorial District. He stated that the governor has been able to sustain regular payment of staff salaries along with considerably offsetting the state's debts without altering the development of other critical sectors, while acknowledging the governor as a God-fearing personality with positive character traits and a leader who is worthy of being supported for another term. Elder Adedeji asserted that his second coming will enable him take the state to the next level where future progress will be irreversible. Speaking at Oriade South Local Council Development Area, the Commissioner 1 in the commission, who was the former chairman of the local government, Honorable Aboge Felix, asserted that the victory of the incumbent governor in the forthcoming election was a done deal, divinely sealed and delivered. He appealed to the council workers to be in alignment with the will of God by cooperating with their chairman in the separate areas to make it happen, adding that it will enable the governor solidify the foundation already laid for the good of all and sundry. The campaign council of the All Progressives Congress has described the boast by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) governorship candidate Senator Ademola Adeleke, alleging that he had acquired enough money in hard currencies to buy Osun and its people for July 16 governorship contest as uncalled for. In a statement signed by its Director General, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, the campaign council declared that Osun was not for sale to the highest bidder, just as it noted that on daily basis the PDP candidate is proving to the electorate that he had nothing to offer. Reacting to Senator Ademola's comment, the Oyetola campaign council explained that Osun people are not gullible, noting that the ruling party left the people of the state in no doubt of the quality the APC and its administration are made of. The campaign council stated that Osun people are enlightened, urging the PDP candidate to keep its money or deploy those resources to establish industries to provide jobs for the people. The council recalled that the Oyetola-led administration has since inception taken concrete steps to open up the state for investments and has been able to attract a number of investments into Osun, contributing to the economic growth of the state. The campaign council also cautioned Senator Adeleke against overheating the polity with provocative comments and violent tendencies. In the meantime, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has been dragged before a federal high court sitting in Abuja of assets declaration. Also joined with Yakubu in the suit is the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB. The plaintiff in the suit, Emmanuel Agonsi, is praying the court to compel CCB to make his assets declaration form public. Cashless policy has been identified as an efficient and modern payment system that serves as a key to enable for economic growth, to improve the effectiveness of the monetary policy. A legal practitioner, Mr. Olajare Ayinla, stated this while delivering a lecture lined up to mark the retirement of Osun State Accountant General, Mr. Sunday Ibara, from the civil service. OSBC reporter Oluchi Amuda says the event attracted top career officers from the various ministries, departments and agencies in the state. Her report.
Activities lined up to mark the retirement of the Accountant General of Osun State, Mr. Sunday Igbarola, from the civil service commenced with a public lecture entitled Adoption of Cashless Policy in the Public Sector. The guest lecturer and legal practitioner, Mr. Olajire Ayinla, explained that the Central Bank of Nigeria introduced a policy to reduce the amount of cash in the economy by encouraging electronic-based transactions for payment for goods and services. According to Mr. Ayinla, an efficient and modern payment system is positively correlated with economic development and is a key enabler for economic growth. He maintained that Osun State is getting it right in its financial systems because the government embraced the cashless policy in its transactions and policy implementation.
Through the policy of the World Bank and the European Union, in collaboration with the state government of Osun, we now have what we call integrated financial management government system.
In his response to the presentation, the celebrant, Mr. Sunday Igbarola, flanked by his wife, Mrs. Jolade Igbarola, enumerated the advantages of the cashless policy to include transparency in financial transactions, improved accountability, elimination of leakages, and money laundering, among others. According to Mr. Ibara, dealing with too much cash could endanger people's lives and put them on the trail of anti-corruption agencies such as the EFCC and ICPC.
When you are running a cashless policy, everything that you are doing with your transaction, public transaction, will become easily traceable. There will be records for anything that you do, and you'll be holding less of cash. About cash usage will be reduced to the nearest minimum.
In their goodwill messages, the Commissioner for Economic Budget and Planning, Professor Olalekan Unisa, and his special advisor counterpart, Mr. Yomi Kolajo, described the outgoing Accountant General, Mr. Igbarola, as a strong pillar of the government, who is always willing to support the government at any point in time. They noted that the celebrant ensured that his professional competence was fully utilized in the discharge of his duties.
Drove or led the Accountant General's office at the time when we were driving a lot of reforms. And that is very unique. When I said Mr. Igbarola is unique, it's one of those things that make me to say that.
And what my colleagues said, they have been very, very supportive of our ministry.
The event had in attendance top career officers in the civil service of Osun State, which cuts across ministries, departments, and agencies of government. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
The federal government today says despite its efforts to leverage the benefits of tax exemptions and concessions, the incentive has rather led to huge revenue loss for Nigeria. The government said although it was committed to reducing tax expenditure, the nation's current revenue to gross domestic product ratio of about 7% was poor and unsatisfactory. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, represented by the Director of Technical Services in the Ministry, Fatima Hayatu, said this in Abuja during a workshop on tax expenditure organized by the Economic Community of West African States under the context of the implementation of support program for tax transition in West Africa. This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Liawiye Okebali Oshogbo, Voice of the West. Now a mid-news message. Honesty is the best policy. Train your child to be honest. The Lagos Waste Management Authority, LOMA, has arrested 65 persons at various locations around the state for environmental abuses. The Managing Director, LOMA, Mr. Ibrahim Odumbomi, said this in a statement today in Lagos. Mr. Odumbomi said that the agency had renewed offensive against environmental abuses. He said that the renewed offensive would spare no offender as tough times await environmental offenders for willfully abusing the environment. Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Administration today demolished a mini market at Area 11 in Abuja Metropolis According to the chairman, Task Force on Cities and Sanitation in the FCT, Ikaru Atta, the market was not captured in the Abuja Master Plan. Hatta also said the market was constituting public nuisance. Speaking in an interview with the ICIR, Atta said traders in the market had been warned to vacate the area about 3 months ago. While speaking to journalists at the scene of the exercise, he noted that the market, which began as a small restaurant, had become a major threat to the Abuja Master Plan. The National Youth Service Corps today warned all personnel of the NYSC firms and ventures to shun acts of sabotage, dishonesty, mismanagement, and other vices that could threaten the good intentions for which it was established. The NYSC said that it was important to shun such vices as they were capable of undermining the efforts of the scheme. The NYSC also said following the problems of low crop yield experienced in 2021 at its farms in Kebbi State and the FCT due to climate change, it had approved the insurance for crops with the National Agricultural Insurance Corporation during the 2022 farming season. University students in Oyo and Osun State today staged protest against the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASU. The protests were held at strategic locations in the two states. Armed with banners bearing various inscriptions, the students urged the federal government and the lecturers to find a common ground to end the strike. 8 years ago, some set of schoolgirls were abducted in Chibok by members of Boko Haram sect. One of the victims was a 10-year-old Leah Sharibu. Today, marking the 18th birthday of Leah Sharibu, Nigerians are appealing to the necessary authorities to secure the release of the young girl. Sahid Adeboje has the detail.
2014 will forever be remembered in the history of Nigeria. It was the day when about 276 girls were kidnapped in Chibok. The offense was that they were attending school. 57 of the kidnapped girls were said to have escaped immediately, with the terror group Boko Haram laying claim to the dastardly act perpetrated. Leah Sharibu was among other girls who was not lucky enough to get out of the Boko Haram's captivity. Since then, right groups have been agitating the release of the girls, most especially the young Leah. But their hope was dashed as she remained in captivity, with today marking her 18th birthday and 10 years in captivity. Who are we? It will be recalled that on the 10th of October 2016, another set of 21 girls got their freedom with a successful negotiation between the militant group and the federal government. Again, the hopes that Leah will be released became heightened, but lo and behold, the young birthday girl is still in the Boko Haram's den. Speaking with this reporter, an international rights activist, Mrs. Lucy Ibrahim, expressed concern that despite all agitation, Leah Sharibu remained in captivity. Mrs. Ibrahim called on relevant authorities to renew their efforts at ensuring the release of Leah Sharibu and other girls, as they are valued not only by their parents, but the society as a whole.
What is happening that this particular thing is not coming to an end? And not only the Chibok girls, there are so many girls who are in captivity. Same was the opinion of a mother, Mrs. Jumoke Ismaila. According to her, Leah Sharibu reaching adulthood in the captivity of the Boko Haram sect is an unbearable agony. Expressing hope that Leah will not die in the Boko Haram's death, Mrs. Ismaila called for serious steps in securing the release of those in the terrorist captivity.
Appealing to the government of Nigeria not to relent in its effort to try and bring back these girls to their parents. We are praying very hard for the government. We are praying hard for their parents. We are praying hard for peace to be restored to our dear country. But please don't forget the Chibok girls. Put more effort in ensuring that they are returned back to their parents.
For OSBC News, this is Said Adeboje reporting.
Some unidentified gunmen have thronged Karfi village of Takai local government area of Kano, killing 6 persons and abducting the village head, Yahaya Ilu. The gunmen in their numbers were said to have opened gunfire, hitting 9 persons. 6 reportedly died, while 3 are said to be critically injured. Confirming the incident, the state's police spokesperson, SP Aruna Kiyawa, said the gunmen entered Takai Karfi village in Kano South, about 90 kilometers away from the state capital. The police spokesperson, SP Haruna, said they have since dispatched a team of crime prevention police crack team, assuring that soon the abducted village head would be rescued. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Prince Bega Famodu, has condoled with the members of the party in Orolu local government council area of the state of Osun over the death of their leader, Alhaji Kilani Orishawale. This was contained in a statement by the media aide to the chairman, Kola Olabisi, in Osogbo, the state capital. According to Prince Famodu, it was extremely painful to have lost the chairman of Orolu APC Elders Forum by this time in the history of the party in the state. The state's APC chairman, who described Orishawale as a political tactician of grassroots extraction, disclosed that it would be pretty difficult to have a replacement in the party in the constituency because of his rare endowments in the heart of politics and politicking. Prince Famodu enjoined the APC family members and members of the biological family of the deceased to take the death of Orishawale philosophically as no leaf falls off a tree without the knowledge of God Almighty. He said that those who were close to Alhaji Orishawale would not agree less than he ran a successful race in life. It will be recalled that Alhaji Orishawale was the chairman of the party's chairman forum during the defunct Alliance for Democracy AD and the Action Congress AC. The death of the President Federation of Osun State Cooperative FOSCOP, Chief Ibara Oyewo, has been described as an irreparable loss. Late Alhaji Oyewo, who doubles as the Babalaji of Ola, was described as a leader with distinctive style who has made himself a good rallying point at different levels before his death. The late Alhaji Ibara Oyewo, who served Iwo Medicine Sellers Cooperative Investment Credit Society, Iwo, and Iwo Medicine Dealers Cooperative as president. The leaders of the various cooperative unions in Iwo, Olaoluwa, and Ayedire said it was uncommonly good organizational ability of the late Chief Oyewo that made him to be appointed as the Osun State representative at the Southwest Cooperative Conglomerate of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the 8th-day prayer and lecture in memory of the late Alhaji Ibara Oyewo will hold tomorrow morning at Mojeri Compound, Isale Oba Iwo. It will be recalled that the late state pillar of cooperative, who was also transporter and community leader, died last week. Portuguese coach Jose Santos Peseiro has been offered a year deal to handle the Super Eagles. He will be assisted by former international and Ayimba coach Finidi George. Adeyemi Apoderi has more on sports updates.
Football Federation has appointed coach Jose Peseiro as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. The appointment is with immediate effect, subject to the signing of agreed terms between the NFF and Peseiro. Jose Santos Peseiro is a Portuguese who played as a striker in his days and has wide and varied experience coaching top clubs and national teams across 4 different continents. An educationist with a degree in physical education and sports sciences, Peseiro has top-level coaching qualifications and training. He has coached at Sporting Lisbon, FC Porto, Panathinaikos, Rapid Bucharest, Sporting Braga, Al Ahly Cairo, and was assistant coach with Real Madrid during the Galacticos era, as well as serving as head coach of the Saudi Arabian and Venezuela national teams. Peseiro is expected to lead out the Super Eagles for the first time during the upcoming tour of the United States during which the three-time African champions will slug it out with Mexico and Ecuador in an international friendlies. The NFF also announced that former international Finidi George will now be the first assistant to Pesero, with Salisu Yusuf now to be the second assistant, as well as head coach of the CHAN and under-23 national teams. Meanwhile, the Flying Eagles will trade tackles with Ivory Coast tomorrow in the semi-final at the ongoing Waffle B African Under-20 Cup of Nations qualification in Niamey, Niger Republic. The Flying Eagles booked a spot in the last four after drawing 2-2 with Burkina Faso. The Ladan Boso two-third side had earlier defeated defending champions Ghana 2-0. Ivory Coast fell to a surprising 1-0 defeat to Benin Republic to settle for a second spot in Group A. Benin Republic will take on Burkina Faso in the other semi-final clash. The two finalists in Niamey will represent the Waffle B zone in the 2023 Under-20 African Cup of Nations in Egypt. In the meantime, Super Falcons forward Asisat Oshuala and Barcelona have finished the season on a high, winning their 38th and final game of the season. Barcelona didn't drop a point in 30 games, scored 159 goals and conceded just 11. Oshuala finished the season as top joint scorer with 20 goals, winning the Pichichi Award for the top female goal scorer in the league.
To end the news across the country, here again are the major points. The ranks of the main opposition party in Osun, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have been heavily depleted as over 500 of its members have denounced their membership to join the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, in Ayedade local government area of the state of Osun, precedent to the July 16 governorship election. The federal government today says, despite its efforts to leverage the benefits of tax exemptions and concession, the incentive has rather led to huge revenue loss for Nigeria. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has been dragged before a federal high court sitting in Abuja of asset declaration. Some unidentified gunmen have drunk Karfi village of Takai local government area of Kano, killing 6 persons and abducting the village head, Yakaya Ilu. And that was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olajuwola. For more about us, you can visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
You are live. You are live. On Osun Radio.
Community radio at its best.
104.5 FM.
OSBC Radio. Araba ni baba o. Ẹni abala ni baba. Ẹ̀sìn tó sí